Hello there, and welcome to my channel, Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy, and today we're doing What's in the Box 300th. So it's the 300th time I've opened up one of my kits to show you guys, and I thought to myself, well, we'd better find something kind of interesting and obscure to have a look at. So I pulled out this, the Italeri 1/72 scale 072 Mistel 1 JU-88 A4 with BF109F. And as we can see, the BF109 is attached to our JU-88 by means of these struts. And this is basically the piloted operable part of the aircraft. And the JU-88 has had its cockpit removed, and it's got a bloody big bomb, or a bunch of explosives in the front. And the general idea was this would fly or control the aircraft, and it would jettison the JU-88 at some desired point, and this thing would eventually plummet to the ground and cause a big explosion. That was the idea anyway. So we're going to have a look at the parts and the instructions and the blurb. But as per usual, we'll start off with the history of this particular kit, which originally turned up in 1991, just as a standard JU-88 by Italeri. It had new parts and new boxes added in 1993 and 1994. The Mistel, as you see here, turned up in 1996 with new parts. At some point in 1996 also, Bilek had a go at doing the JU-88 and borrowed the moulding. In 2003 there was a new box for the standard JU-88. In 2007 Tamiya borrowed the moulding and produced a JU-88 out of it. And in 2009 there was a new box. In 2011 there was a new box and parts. In 2012 there was a new box for the Mistel version, and in 2017 there were new parts added as well. These are generally all for slightly different variants of the JU-88, including a torpedo bomber, which looks quite nice. Incidentally, the Messerschmitt BF109 component, as we can see here, is 053, and that one turned up in 1995. So that's where the two components of this kit come from. Now, I bought this a while ago, probably 6 months or so ago, and I paid £24.50 inclusive of the postage, and it does come with a slight problem. It's got a broken propeller. Oh well, we can sort that out with a bit of glue. And I've had a look on eBay, and as of 10 o'clock on Friday, there is one of these available in the UK for £17.50 on Buy It Now with £4.95 postage, and apparently it's sealed and available from a guy on eBay called Model Kits for You. There's a few other ones, but they're not in the UK, and you know, if you're trying to get them into the UK, they'd cost you about 20 quid's worth of postage, and they seem to be a lot more expensive than Mr. Model Kits for You is selling them for. So if you want one of these, get on eBay and have a look. So let's have a look at these parts, and I'll have a look at the JU-88 first. And I've actually reviewed a variant of this previously on the channel, and it's quite a nice looking kit. It's got lots of rivet marks on it, but it has been pointed out to me after the previous video that these are kind of out of scale and kind of large, and they do look kind of obvious, I suppose. The panel lines where they are evident are actually raised on this as well, so it is indicative of a slightly older kit. But it looks kind of interesting and kind of nice. So there's one part of our fuselage. As we can see, the bomb is going to attach here. We've got our engine nacelles, which again carry the same sort of detail. We've got some rather nice undercarriage arms. We have a ladder, which I assume goes from here to here, or something like that maybe. We have some more parts of the undercarriage. We've got some little doors here, I think. We have a whole bunch of seats, pilot seats and gunner's seats, which obviously are not going to be required, and they have some nice detail of harnesses on them. We have a whole range of machine guns, which obviously we're not going to need. We have a whole load of cockpit instrument panels, which again, we're not going to need. Rather nice cockpit control display there as well. More parts of the nacelles, again covered in rivets. Bit of an injection moulding problem there. These parts, this is kind of interesting. You can see where this extra part of the sprue has been attached here, here, and here, which is kind of interesting. But these are the actual parts for our bomb, so we can see the pointy bit on the bomb here. Kind of thinking these are parts of this strut works here. We've got another part of the bomb and another part of the bomb here as well. And we have some extra wheel spats here for our BF-109, so it can have its wheels in the raised position, which is obviously correct because you can't have them down on this particular kit. I'm quite sure what's gone on here, what's missing. Hopefully something out of that bag there. I'll have to check on the instructions for that. So here we have our wings again. We've got this quite heavy riveting and panel lines. So there's both sections of our wings. These are parts of the interior for the inner cells for attaching our undercarriage to. We have one of the engines here. We have our main wheels. There's our broken propeller, never mind, spinners. And looks like we have, stick together tail sections. So there we go. Hope we can see all those parts. And here we have 053 BF-109. This is kind of interesting because this has got indented panel lines on it, so it doesn't kind of match to the JU-88, but it was a few years junior. We've got an unrequired bomb here. Have the tail. And there's the rudder, spinner. Got some more wheel spats, but these are slightly different ones. These are for the down position. So saves trim. We've got a little vent here. This is kind of interesting. We've got the fuselage of the 109, and as we can see, we have to put our engine access point on. We also have to attach a tail as well. Not seen it done that way before. We have the cockpit floor. We've got our undercarriage arms, which obviously aren't required. I'm too sure what those two parts are there. Another part of the engine. Quite nicely detailed wheels, which aren't required either. There's the tail piece that we have to attach. A drop down fuel tank, which isn't required either. A propeller that we have to build ourselves. Oh, I love those. And we have these other parts, obviously, that go over the engine cowlings. So here we have our... Oh, we've already looked at that part, haven't we? So we've got a couple of extra parts in the baggie here. We only get one lot of glazing for this, obviously, because we only need it for the 109. And we have a decal sheet, which appears to have got a little bit damp at some point, but still looks perfectly usable. And that is obviously for the Mistel 1, so that's the JU-88 and the BF-109. Okay, let's have a look at these instructions and see how we put this thing together. Let's just read the blurb out first. It's only short. Mistel 1, during World War II, various weapon systems were devised to reach long-distance objects without great risks to the crews from enemy reactions. One of the most unique systems was invented by German technicians. They used a certain number of old JU-88 bombers and changed the cockpit to carry a powerful load of explosives. The JU-88 was then mounted to the bottom of a Messerschmitt BF-109 fighter plane. The pilot guided this unit towards the target and finally released the JU-88 to hit the target. The weapon system was used with some success during the first month of 1945 against Soviet forces. Incidentally, I have actually seen, I can't remember who made it, but I've actually seen one of these with a Focke-Wulf 190 on it as well. And there's quite a lot of other kits that are available with other things mounted on top, like JU-88s and whatnot, with jet planes attached to them, so they could get up to height quicker, I suppose, or they could circle or whatever. So let's have a look at our instructions. We have our usual sprue diagrams with grey parts blacked out, so we don't actually parts that we don't need. So we're going to build the JU-88 first by the look of it. And we're going to stick the rear of the fuselage together first. we're going to put the wings and the tail together. Then we're going to deal with our undercarriage and the engine nacelles in 4 and in 5 on the alternate side. 6 is the rear wheels and mounting our undercarriage with our little doors. Number 7, as we can see here, we're building these struts to attach our 109. And we're going to put this modified nose on as well. Section 8, this is what the mountings should look like when constructed. And section 9, we're going to move on to the 109. So we're doing our fuselage, followed by a whole load of other parts onto the fuselage, including the tail. There's our wings going on. There's the finished aircraft. And then we've got a few other parts to put on as well. There's the undercarriage going on, but obviously we don't need that. So the undercarriage is going in the alternate version, which is this. And then we're going to mount the 2 together like so. Then we have the Mistel 1 experimental unit with the traditional German splinter camouflage pattern. Both sides, top and bottom. And then we have a standard BF109 sort of camouflage pattern here. So there we go. That's all done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed that little look at rather interesting and obscure aircraft this Saturday morning. And do remember, if you want one, there's one going now for $17.50 plus $4.95 postage on eBay. So do check him out. Maybe I'll put a link in the description bar just to help you out with that one. Not that I'm getting any commission off it, but I mean, there won't be any commission worth having off £17.50 because nobody pays me to do anything anymore. So thanks very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. And there will be a little link here somewhere to something else that's interesting as well. Thanks a lot and be seeing you.